Like most stories, this one begins with a boy, uncorrupted by the poisonous mentality of this world. A boy holds an endless supply of potential in his left hand, with a bottomless cup of passion in his right. A fresh halo hovers his head as he moves through the ocean of life, forming new memories along the waves of the salty waters. A boy remembers the light that peered through his eyes on his 6th birthday. Remembers the air that filled his tiny lungs as he blew out the candles. A boy remembers Spider-Man's face as he dragged his tiny fingers across it to taste the frosting. Yummy. A boy remembers he loved Spider-Man. He loved him so much that his favorite outfit was a Spider-Man t-shirt, Spider-Man shorts, and shoes. Oh, and don't forget the socks. A boy remembers practicing Spider-Man moves all day and all night, preparing for a preschool showcase. The day came and a boy stood frozen on stage, like a tree in a storm, or a penguin in season. You see, a boy had stage fright. A boy remembers there was a big box of shoes. A boy would line up all the shoes and arrange them in pairs like solving a jigsaw puzzle. Boy remembers the number 2. Twins. 2 fat bundles of fur and foam a boy hugs tightly as he sleeps. They never spoke, but a boy was always sure he knew how they were feeling, kind of like how a mother knows her own child. A boy remembers on one great adventure, he stumbled on a bird's nest and decided to adopt 3 little pigeons. A boy remembers his first official friend. Andrew had a little monkey. He remembers the sleepovers, the board games, the cannonballs in the pool, sleeping in the car on long journeys to distant lands. A boy remembers falling asleep. Scenes of Tom and Jerry and Scooby-Doo projected on his tired face, dancing like silhouettes in the moonlight. A boy remembers his stepfather. The feeling of being undeniably loved by someone who does not share his blood. A boy only remembers good. For good is all that a boy is allowed to remember when he holds an endless supply of potential in his right hand with a bottomless cup of passion in his left. Perhaps the seconds blend into minutes, perhaps the minutes find themselves aging into days, and soon they pass by as years. Now a boy becomes man, and man can no longer remember good. His supply of potential has run dry, his right hand is bare, the bottomless cup of passion has an infinite leak, he is left lost and indecisive. Man has been poisoned by the toxic touch of reality, because man only remembers the Spider-Man cake he shared with family members who barely deserve the title. A man remembers his frozen face peering into the crowd, looking for an absent father to help end his stage fright. Man remembers the room filled with boxes, remembers lining up the shoes, searching for pairs that never existed. A man remembers 3 little pigeons. Can still hear the echo of disappointment when they disappeared one day, only to find out that chicken dinner that night was never really chicken. You see, a man remembers all the cartoons he religiously glued his face to at his dad's house because the boy could not hold a single conversation with him. A man remembers his stepfather. Pictures would soon be all a man has to remember his face by. Who knew that the narrative would force him to leave and take a man's lessons of manhood with him? Man has had to become himself without the guiding lines that allow him to do so. Man remembers all the things he had to leave behind every time he moved out. Man remembers 4 different houses in 2 years, 17 different houses in 20 years, 8 different schools in 12. Perhaps memories are not as honest as we believe them to be. Perhaps they are what we make of them. Because a boy and a man have 2 sets. Perhaps both boy and man should learn to let one float away just like dust as a new one is being made. Because boy and man were always meant to be one.